Sup, you pathetic weaklings. It's Raki Kampachi here. Okay, no, I fucked that up. Oh no, I tried to basically talk like Zaraki Kampachi, but I fucked it up. Probably, I don't care. But let me just begin this what if and let me shut the fuck up. Because it's only gonna be for a couple of minutes. Not straight up 1 hour. Or probably less than 30 minutes. But not the point. Hey, before I actually continue on with this what if and actually kind of go on, I want to just ramble on for a bit. And the reason why I want to actually kind of ramble on, take your time from this what if, is because I actually thought of mostly 3 different what if ideas. Literally 3 today. Well, today and yesterday, but I couldn't really do them since I just did this what if instead. So, let me explain what these 3 are. Just so I can actually get a reminder when I rewatch this what if. And also I'll rewatch what's it called, part 1 of this what if. So I am going to go iffy on most of the details because I didn't actually remember any of them. Well, I do remember the storyline and how I went through it. It's just, well, some of the things I might have forgot. But not the point. Because I had 0 time to do anything. Because the whole day I just been working, okay? My legs still hurt like hell, but not the point. I gotta put icy hot later, but not the point. But let me begin into this what if. Oh, not what if, but let me begin into my ramble on. Which I was rambling on anyway in the first. But not the point. So the 3 what if I was thinking about was mostly, what if Issei was sent or went to the Soul Society? Now, mostly that what if I thought of the fact that mostly Issei dying after mostly dying after finding out that the girls cheated on him with mostly Volley as not Volley as mostly Volley, but yeah, mostly Issei got Dragon's Fall and of course evil pieces of corrupt and other things. Mostly that storyline was still kind of going the same, but mostly when he dies, instead of like turning into a dragon or anything like Dietrich asking him, mostly he still kind of asked to rip out the pieces. But mostly in that one, I just wanted him just to die so he can actually go be transformed or transported to that of the Soul Society. It's going to be something similar to that of mostly the One Piece system one. So if you guys have never seen the One Piece system one, which I should have continued on, but pretty much I actually just wanted to do it through Wattpad, mostly like do the freaking like mostly system through there because well mostly I suck in just remembering numbers most of the time. Like I will think of like 300 one time and then I'll accidentally say 100 in this one, and yeah, I just don't want to confuse the fuck out of you guys with that. But yeah, so yeah, mostly the One Piece one, the One Piece system one, I have not continued on. It's been 3 weeks. I know you people really want me to continue on that what if because it has 300 views and 22 likes and a bunch of comments literally saying when the fuck is part 2 at, but not the point. Yeah, I know I'm gonna have to continue that on, but mostly I was thinking of that what if. I don't know why. What if Issei was sent to the mostly Soul Society or was transferred to the Soul Society? Or maybe I would go with the same kind of system bullshit kind of idea of like mostly the One Piece system that I thought of for mostly Issei in that what if. But instead of having the One Piece system, he had the Bleach system. Oh no, I'm probably whichever title I go with it probably would be the same kind of idea, but not the point. But maybe, or maybe I'll change a bit, or maybe whatever. Whichever you guys like it, you can comment the video and asking for mostly those what ifs, or mostly ask for one of them, or ask for all of them. Oh, give a damn. But not the point. Let me go on with the second idea that I had on this lovely day of me working like hell. But mostly the second one was basically, what if Issei kind of was lonely? Okay, let me explain what I mean about loneliness. Mostly, what if Issei was lonely is because mostly Issei will actually have secrets. He still joins mostly Ria's Barrage, like still reincarnating, blah blah blah. But he will have secrets, like after mostly Volley's battle and other things, after training and other things. And when they go back to school normally, mostly someone would appear mysteriously, kind of trying to attack mostly the Grammar Barrage. Or not attack them, mostly just mess with a lot of people that kind of does piss them off to go after this person. The person will appear mostly in the Kuo kind of place to actually kind of send a message to everyone. But mostly he is someone like, well, his name is, well, the person I don't remember his name entirely, but I should really watch that goddamn movie. Is that a movie or is it a freaking filler? I can't remember. But it's the one where that guy can accidentally, or not accidentally, mostly like take out a Zanpakuto spirit out, and of course like bring it into the outside world. Mostly, I wanted to kind of like make Issei somehow have it. Old man Zan gets okay. I'm just rambling on with that one, but yeah, pretty much not the point. Mostly, yeah, I don't know why. I was thinking of doing that, or maybe I would just do it through mostly the what if Issei was the reincarnation of Ichigo Kurosaki, because mostly I do remember doing that what if, and I did it so terribly, so of course I wanted to redo something like that. But yeah, maybe I'll go through it, maybe, I don't know, but not the point. Also, since I am still rambling on, let me go on to the third what if idea. The third what if idea was mostly what if Issei was mostly the grandchild of mostly Unohana. I have no clue where that fuck that just popped into my head. I just thought about it. Also, well, those are mostly the three Isseis. Issei what if ideas, and yeah, mostly Unohana just appeared one day in Issei's house. Let me just explain it. She appears one day in his house, or mostly just kind of went to the Hyoto residence to visit her mostly daughter, who was actually Mika in that one, mostly in that story, and son-in-law would be what's it called, Goro, but she doesn't really like Goro at all. Of course, likes her grandson, who's actually mostly Issei, and doesn't like the devils, and she will become really scary if the devils actually, well, mostly I don't want to keep spoiling that, but yeah. But if you guys if you want to see those videos, just comment the video. But yeah, on this what if. Also, I do have a fourth one, but that one is not a Issei what if, that's mostly a Zenkichi what if. So pretty much, if you know, well, from Bleach, I'm still on the fucking idea for Bleach because I actually been watching some of the episodes of 1000 Blood War. But not the point. Do you remember the battle between Kampachi and Gremory? Or not Gremory, Grimy, yeah. The guy who was actually able to use the power of V, or whatever the hell it's called, of imagination mostly. Yeah, I was thinking of giving Zenkichi that ability. But he's actually from the family of mostly Grimy, from the last name. But yeah, I don't remember Grimy's last name, but yeah. I should probably like figure out more about him, but yeah. It just seems really cool of imagination. But not the point. So, yeah, mostly those are the four kind of what if ideas. If you guys want to see that, then yeah. But not the point. Let me just begin to this what if idea. I'm gonna ramble on a little bit, and of course I should probably shut the fuck up. And let me begin. So, we begin into mostly Issei, well, Issei Hyoto, who's actually also known as Kampachi, or mostly Kampachi Zaraki Issei. But yeah, Issei's thinking really to change his first name to Zaraki instead of Issei. But yeah, just because he has fused with his other half, who was actually named Zaraki Kampachi. But he still wants to be the other half of himself, being Issei. Not perverted, but still has a strong somewhat will. Just because Zaraki didn't have that much of a strong, well, he did have a strong as will. He had the endurance and mostly durability, and like hacks and power and strength and other things from instead of Issei. But Issei had that will with him, mostly that will to not give up too much or at all, or not be too cocky or arrogant. Which is mostly both of the souls they've fused together to kind of put like the good kind of like good attributes from each other's souls, or mostly their just personality. But yeah, now the perverted thing has changed, and also Issei, he does seem bloodlusted a lot, but that's not really the case. He's usually calm. He just doesn't like being near any devils. The only reason why he doesn't like being anywhere any devils is because he already figured out about Rias Gremory's reincarnation, and not gonna lie, he fucking hates it. He really does not want to like serve a spoiled little bitch that much, or at all. So that's why he acts bloodlust and scary, and most of the time just doesn't care. But yeah. But of course, Issei is a very smart person. Mostly Zaraki was also smart, but yeah. Without mostly the bloodlusted or even Issei's kind of lusted personality, they are actually quite smart people. So yeah. Because Issei was actually mostly a genius. In this one, he was a genius. But with his like lusted self, he was kind of not seen to be a genius too much. People really thought of him being dumb, but yeah. But not the point. This is where, well, we'll see. Issei is right now just thinking of something. But this is where, well, from his corner of his eye, he kind of noticed, well, mostly the whole meeting was still going on. He did notice Suzuka Ria's kind of like talking to someone, which he didn't really care too much about what she was talking to. But this guy kind of had like mostly Okay, so I accidentally popped like some kind of pimple on my nose, which mostly started making me bleed. So of course I had to kind of pause the video, but not the point. So right now I might have a little like paper at my nose, like at the tip of my nose, just because I am kind of bleeding. And I hate the smell of blood when I'm actually doing some videos or anything like that, because it gives me nauseous. Or not videos, just at all time, it just gives me nauseous most of the time. It makes me want to pass out most of the time, but not the point. Sorry for me rambling on, but let me just begin back into whatever. Sorry. But mostly Issei is actually seeing a kind of, well, Rias kind of talking to this other guy. Now, of course, Issei is not the jealous type because he doesn't care. He has no feelings for Rias at all. It's just this person looks similar to that Rias a lot. It's not Sir Six, it seems somewhat like an older version of mostly Rias. Somewhat. Probably the same age, Issei can't really tell. But mostly it looks like a younger version of Sir Six, but yeah. Of course, Issei does not give a damn and decides to just ignore both of them. But he noticed one thing. He noticed a white Nekomaru decide to just leave. She just fucking walked out of like the whole fucking like meeting. And Issei either could just stay here and be bored out of his mind with mostly Rias flocking, what's it called, or like showing off Issei towards the others, seeing that mostly he is now powerful and stronger. But of course, this is where, well, she still tries to like show off her body to try to make Issei lust after her, which Issei does not care. He really doesn't care. Which, yes, he's annoyed when Rias kind of trying to like show him off like a goddamn trophy, which pisses him off. Because, well, he would kill Rias, but would he really want Sir Six on his fucking ass 24/7? Like, he's mostly trying to live somewhat like a peaceful life. Not really, but just peaceful enough where he's not really like annoyed 24/7 that much. But yeah, he is quite battle lusted, but not as much as you would actually think. Like I said, he does have both attributes of both Issei and even Kenpachi. But this work well, even though he looks very evilish and very vicious in the outside, in the inside he is quite calm and nice. If you get to know him, but not much. Not many people actually know about Zaraki's kind of nice side. Only one person that actually knows about his nice side is that of Mosi. I want to say Yoriichi for some reason. Not Yoriichi, but what's it called? So her name is Yorachu, who actually is the only person that Zaraki is quite kind to, somewhat. But this is where, well, that's just because Irachu was actually, what's it called, Kenpachi's someone's daughter, or also known as his true Bankai, in some people's theories, but not the point. But yeah, if you know about, what's it called, Kenpachi's, like, Bankai, then you know that it has 0 names, so of course you would never know what his Bankai is, because the only thing, maybe his Bankai is literally just spell A-H-H-H-H-H-H, and yeah, you get the point. Pretty much it's just, but yeah. That's literally his Bankai, which is actually cool as hell because he doesn't have a Bankai name. It's just like him screaming and that's all. Like, that's the best fucking name I ever heard. Because it's easy for me to actually remember and actually know how to say it. Unlike the others, because I'm a fucking retard to trying to say other people's, like, Bankai's name. Except for Ichigo's, because, you know, that's Ichigo's. Because, yeah, whatever. Not the fucking point. I'm rambling on right now. God damn it. But this is where, well, mostly Issei is just kind of being bored. But yeah, not the point. Let me go back to whatever. This is where, well, Issei is kind of just being really bored. He can go follow the Nekomaru, which he's actually going to do that. He noticed Kiba, what's it called, talking to Catherine and Warihama. He also noticed, what's it called, both Zenobia and Irina having this awkward kind of silence. But yeah, this is where, well, he also still noticed, what's it called, everyone just doing whatever. Akuno is just somewhere, fuck off. He doesn't give a damn. He doesn't even care about Ozzy. Ozzy can go be fucking dating someone and he wouldn't even care because he literally doesn't have feelings for her at all. He just thinks of her like an annoyment. But yeah, nothing cute, nothing nice, nothing really. She's already old enough to do whatever. So pretty much Issei doesn't really care about her too much. Now, of course, well, Of course, he doesn't care about Gasper, because Gasper in his eyes is annoying just because of his cross-dressing. Not because mostly Issei still is perverted. No, it's literally just because of the annoyment. It's a shameful somewhat thing, because it actually reminds him way too much of that one person. Because that one person was annoying as hell. Which mostly Issei still has a memory of Zaraki. Because both Zaraki and Issei has fused back together to becoming one soul again. Now, if both Zaraki and Issei didn't split up from mostly birth, mostly Issei would have been quite a strong, powerful person. And his potential would have probably reaches up to mostly dragon gods, but not the point. But still, Issei is just suppressing his power, just so he won't scare the shit out of the mouse, where they actually decide to think of him as a threat and try to attack him every fucking day. He might just do that one time just because he is quite, mostly battle-lusted. And of course, he's actually thinking of actually hurting mostly Sword Sex to the point where he rip off one of his arms and actually kind of flock it around, right now making the other mouse come after him, which he would try to kill them. But yeah, if he managed to kill all 4 mouse, he will wonder what happens to the freaking underworld. Would the underworld go on full-on panic just because Issei ripped through literally 4 mouse? Because Issei is right now wondering about mostly the system and mostly how mostly the mouse even affect the whole system of the Devil Society. Would they even care? Or would the whole like counter room of whatever bullcrap blah 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 would affect that? This is where, well, Issei does not really care too much about the Devil Society. He just cares about doing some destruction, that's all, and then walking away after that. But not the point. But of course, this is where Issei is thinking too much and decides to just fuck it and walk away. Now this is where, well, Issei is starting to kind of walk away and not even care. He literally follows what's called Koneko. But yeah, this is where, well, also known as Koneko, but Koneko, whatever. A lot of people call her Koneko or whatever. But this is where, well, we go into, well, Issei kind of decided to follow her, but mostly be in the shadows, and of course he can suppress his Ryasu, not release it at all. But this is where, well, he decides to kind of follow where the hell she even went. This is where, well, Koneko actually appears right in front of a black-haired beauty with yellowish eyes. Now, of course, Issei remembers who the hell this girl is none other than Koneko's sister, being that of Kuroka. Now, Kuroka is a girl who's actually quite slender and, of course, beautiful because she has, well, mostly her side. She does have opai and she does have nice asses. Now, you get the point, right? But of course, she can actually reveal it because most of her clothing is quite revealing. She does wear like a black kimono that's very revealing. But yeah, this is where, oh, Kuroka is saying, nah, hey Koneko, or mostly Shuren. This is where Shuren right now is stunned to see mostly her older sister. And this is where, well, Koneko says, Kuroka, what are you doing here? Kuroka says, oh, you know, I'm just making sure that I will be able to take you with me and like go home already. Go with me and other things. This is where, oh, Koneko says, what if I say I refuse? This is where Kuroka says, then I might have to take you by force. And this is where, well, Koneko freezes up, which she was actually about to like move out of the way, but this is where her legs got frozen. This is where, well, Kuroka was confused, but this is where she sighs and says, what are you doing here, Estef? This is where Kuroka kind of said to a girl who actually walked through the tree lines, like through the shadows of the tree lines, and actually appears a slender kind of female. Seems to be the same height as Kuroka, but this is where, well, she seems to have like snowy white skin. Of course, she has like icy blue hair and icy blue eyes, and she seems to be wearing a general outfit somewhat. But yeah. Now, of course, this is where, well, Estef kind of just like appears. This is where, well, Kuroka is kind of like narrowing her eyes at Estef, while Estef is kind of narrowing her eyes at both Kuroka and even Koneko. Now this is where, well, Kuroka says, I thought Biku was supposed to be here, not you. This is where, well, Estef says, well, he was, but he kind of got called by mostly the leader to kind of go deal with something else. And speaking of leader, she's right now right here. This is where, well, someone appears in the sky. She has right now kind of like wings, bluish wings that actually be the dividing gear. This is where, well, she also has white silverish hair with mostly silver, well, not silverish, golden eyes. Mostly she has kind of bluish crystallized eyes. This is where she sighs and she lands down. This is where, well, She kind of just looks around and sees both Kuroka and Estef. This is where, well, right now, Koneko is also there, which mostly the person noticed her also. But this is where, well, the person sighs and says, "What are you two doing now? And why are you getting this Nekamaru who literally does not know how to use her powers at all?" Kuroka. Kuroka says, "Ah, Valerie, I'm so happy you're here. The reason why I'm getting her is because she's my sister. I already told you this already." This is where, well, Valerie sighs and says, "Yeah, I understand. Still, it's kind of pointless." This is where Kuroka says, "Nuh-uh, she's not pointless. Shiro is Shiro." This is where, well, right now Koneko can't, like, get out of the ice because every time she, like, tries to, like, smash the ice with just her bare fist, it doesn't break at all, making her quite scared and quite nervous with mostly all three of them being right in front of her. She wishes she can actually call mostly Rias, but she can't. She even wishes that mostly Issei was here, even though he's considered to be a pervert in her eyes, well, not no more, instead of very bloodlusted kind of battle maniac. Instead of knowing the old pervert, which she really wishes that was literally him, and of course, kind of having a little bit of kindness within him, but now he's just completely battle lusted and doesn't care too much at all. This is where, well, Koneko doesn't know what to do. This is where, well, she knows that the only way to escape is by using senju energy, and she's really scared in using it because she doesn't want to go berserk and actually hurt someone. This is where, well, Koneko does not know what to do. This is where she noticed other people actually appearing through a magic circle behind, well, mostly Valerie and even to call Kuroka and Estef, but it wasn't actually a part of her alliance, mostly a part of mostly Koneko's alliance, because those magic circles were not devil magic circles. They were different magic circles, but not the point. This is where, well, mostly one of them was a double magic circle. It was actually from the Asterisk clan, and this is where, well, a bunch of people actually appeared, but mostly all of them are kind of females. Two people were actually males, a guy with blondish hair and bluish eyes and having glasses, and the other guy had kind of like brownish hair and of course a bow staff behind him, but yeah. This is where, well, one of them that's actually named Biku, the male with brownish hair, he kind of says, "I'm already done with my mission, Valerie. Are you going to give me something for reward?" This is where Valerie kind of looks at him and just glares at him and says, "No, I'm not going to give you a reward. Ask the Chaos Brigade for the money or something." This is where, oh, Biku's sad, but he just kind of grins, wanting, well, mostly Valerie to be with him most of the time because he is quite arrogant like that. But not the point. This is where, well, mostly Arthur sighs and says, "Yeah, we already done there, Valerie." Valerie says, "Good. Also, kind of, I don't know, knock out, what's it called, Kuroka's sister right there, and just take her with us. We don't have time to mess around here." This is where, well, mostly Kuroka says, "Naya, why do you have to be so mean, Valerie? Can't I just, like, talk to my sister?" This is where, well, mostly, Valerie says, "No, you can't." This is where, well, she felt the spike of energy. Even Kuroka turns around to see mostly Koneko right now, using her, well, using senju energy, using like senju magic and other things. And this is where, well, she's actually going to a berserk state because she's actually feeling all the madness and everything from mostly nature. Nature is not normal right now. It's actually in pure darkness and madness, thanks to all the humans, devils, and other things. But yeah, this is where, well, making Kuroka widen her eyes after seeing her sister actually attempt to actually use senju energy. Now, of course, Kuroka can use senju energy pretty well. It's because she was an experiment. She was able to control it, but mostly she knows that Koneko cannot control it because she was not an experiment. But yeah, now this is where, well, Koneko actually started exploding with senju energy. This is where, well, she actually shows up with mostly her white ears on top of her head, and instead of showing up with only two white fluffy tails behind her, they actually appear three. This is where, well, Koneko's eyes become slick like an actual cat, but this is where, well, they're more kind of like, more like a wild kind of cat. This is where, well, she exploded with this kind of white and blue energy that smashed through the ice, and this is where, well, Koneko was actually kind of having this vicious predator look in her eyes. This is where she rushes at basically all of them. This is where Valerie kind of sighs. She tries to use the dividing gear to try to divide mostly Koneko's kind of like magic or senju whatever energy, but this is where Koneko disappears from mostly the divine energy that was supposed to attack her. or try to divide her energy. This is where, well, Koneko appears above mostly Valerie to try to mostly punch her. This is where, well, Valerie has to just jump away and sees the ground literally exploded, and where mostly Koneko was actually smashing the ground. This is where Koneko goes and looks up, and this is where she still has such a vicious look in her eyes. This is where, well, she notices sister and just starts to try to attack her. Kuroka winds her eyes after seeing how powerful mostly her sister has become. Instead of having two tails just like a regular kind of Neko model who's actually tapping into mostly sensual energy, or mostly nature energy, but this is where, well, mostly that's how normal Neko models have. Mostly they have two tails and like ears, and mostly they look like a cat because that's what they are. But this is where, well, she then noticed her kind of younger sister have three tails instead of two tails, or even one. This is where, well, she seems to tap into much into the nature energy, and she knows how nature is right now. Quite terrifying right now. But this is where, well, it seems that her sister is in a madness state right now. This is where, well, right now going into such a berserk state where she doesn't care about allies or enemies. And this is where, well, in this case, mostly Koneko just sees a bunch of enemies right in front of her. This is where, well, Koneko is right now rushing straight towards Issei to try to punch at her. Now, of course, Issei winds her eyes. She tries to make an ice barrier, but this is where the ice barrier right now shatters. This is where, well, Issei had no time to, well, mostly dodge or move until she had to use a secret trap, mostly trump card, to actually freeze time and actually move out of the way from mostly Koneko's punch. When Koneko right now was released from the stop time, she punches the tree that was right now behind, well, mostly Issei. Issei was standing there a second ago, but mostly the tree right now exploded into nothing but splinters. This is where every girl that was actually there wind their eyes, seeing how Koneko is quite powerful. Koneko then gets up and right now grins and saying, all of you are going to die. This is where, well, she has such a crazy look in her eye until mostly someone decides to step out. He sighs because mostly he has to actually step in and stop the damn Neko model from going berserk. Because if she was actually found out from the Devil Society, they would try to execute her or something like that. Or probably just kill her off, because Rios will not be enough. And this is where Issei then thinks about it. Would Rios even care? I mean, she is a Neko model, and she is right now having three tails. Whatever. This is where, well, Koneko is right now rushing towards Kuroka until Beko appears saying, oh no you don't. This is where, well, he was about to extend the bow staff and to smash it into Koneko, until mostly Kuroka told Beku not to do that, until mostly when the staff was about to smash into mostly Koneko, which Koneko had no time to dodge. This is where she won her eyes and seeing the staff about to hit her in the face. Well, it expanded and of course was big enough to almost like smash into her, until mostly the thing actually gets blocked by literally someone right now having a sword that seems to be quite jagged, stopping the giant staff from actually smashing into Koneko. This is where, well, Biko went his eyes and says, how the? This is where, well, mostly the staff was blown up in the air, and this is where Biko had to dodge a slash that was about to rip his head entirely off. This is where he winds his eyes, but this is where he then gets kicked in the stomach so hard that he gets smashed to a tree and knocked the fuck out. This is where, well, he's knocked the hell out. This is where Koneko's confused, but of course, since she can't really tell mostly ally from mostly enemy, she decides to attack the person. Now the person decides not to care too much and just like mostly Koneko to attack him. Now Koneko had her mostly nails very sharp and decides to try to rip this person's heart out, or mostly tries to just stab into him. But this is where, well, Issei didn't care and decided to just let her do it. This is where Koneko right now just scratches blood off of mostly Issei's kind of like torso, or mostly like wound, like give him a huge chunk. And this is where, well, Koneko was grinning until when she looks up, she noticed who exactly it was. It was none other than her teammate, mostly her teammate Issei Hiro. Even though he is a pervert in her eyes, but no longer a pervert, mostly a vicious, bloodthirsty murderer, she then realized that she miscorrected Issei from being a bloodthirsty murderer, because instead of him being the bloodthirsty murderer in her mostly opinion she imagined, he is actually quite stoic and doesn't care. Right now looking at her with mostly eyes of mostly, it looks disappointment eyes, but they're just eyes just being blank. This is where, well, making Koneko got right now readjusted and actually realizing what she's actually doing, and she gets out of the sensual energy and right now from like kind of like power thirst of energy. This is where, well, she realized what she was doing. This is where her hands were covered in blood. thanks to Issei's blood. This is where, oh, Koneko says, what have I done? No, I'm sorry. This is where, well, she kind of says that into a whisper. Well, it's barely even a whisper, and said it to Issei. That's where Issei says, it's fine. This is where, well, his wound managed to heal, but not the point. This is where Koneko is still very feared and saying, no, it's not fine. I was about to kill you. This is where, well, Issei says, kill me. Ha, funny joke. Not the point. Koneko, let's go already. This is where Koneko says, go? No. I'm a monster. I could have easily killed you. Issei says, sure, I don't care. Issei right now kind of grabs her right now, just picks her up because she is quite small. And Issei says, let's just go already. This is where, well, basically just throw her like a sack of potatoes and just start walking away. This is where Koneko says, stop it. Issei, let go of me. Please. I'm telling you, I'm a monster. Just let me be normal. Let me just run away. I don't want to hurt anyone. Issei says, yeah. Tell that to mostly I don't care. I don't care in what you want to do. You can tell them about your secret, or you can tell no one about this, and we can just ignore this. This is where Koneko is wiping her eyes after hearing how easily kind of going is Issei. Issei seems not to be caring too much about her psychotic nature. That's just because Issei has a psychotic nature. But yeah. This is where Valerie actually heard mostly Koneko's kind of like cries about mostly calling this person Issei, which one makes her eyes widen because Issei has became much taller and also much more built and ripped. This is where, well, making kind of Valerie blush a little bit. This is where, well, some of the other girls blush because mostly that's literally the new Red Dragon Emperor. Kuroko is right now drooling from the fact that this is supposedly the new Red Dragon Emperor, and it seems the new Red Dragon Emperor didn't even care about mostly Koneko's rage berserk state. And this is where, well, she actually noticed how mostly Koneko is being dragged like a sack of potatoes, which she actually wished that was her instead of Koneko. This is where she's having quite dirty thoughts. This is where, well, she's actually saying, Naya. This is where, well, she kind of asks Issei. This is where, well, Issei just completely ignores her, didn't care at all, but yeah. But for right now, I'm going to end it off here. I know it's only short, but for right now, I gotta go. And other than that, bye. So, yeah.